All right, so we are going to take a look at an well, and actually I'm calling it launching or premiering because, you know, even though Deb posted it on our Facebook group, still it's fun to have a big show. And there's two other ones that she did, and I had forgotten about the one for I don't know what reason, maybe because it wasn't a grid and my brain was on grids and stuff. Oh, well, Deb, I'm glad that you're finally off of work. That is good. So what I'm going to do, let me put the chat, and I didn't have time today to get to put things in the format I wanted to, but I will, and I will get it out as soon as I can. But let me find at least my stuff out, because I have a link to that. Oh, sure I do. There's this. Oh, okay, here. And then I will also...
It's 9 a.m. in Australia.
Wow.
Well, that's a decent hour to be doing this. Yeah. But it's also Wednesday.
Right. There.
There, yes.
Not to be confused with here. Because who was on this morning? And it was
12:30 or something, 8 p.m.
Yeah. That's right, yeah. Yeah, we had somebody else this morning on from Australia. So yeah, so yeah, wouldn't it be just funny? Z and Vanessa are you know, they're neighbors and they didn't even know each other. Oh, okay. Let me pull up. Why am I not finding this? I know why. Okay. Oh, because it's right in front of my face. That's why. Okay, so here's, well, like I've had a couple people join in, and they're right, you know, in you know, in my town, and you know, but similar to that, I'm sure when somebody finds out you're from the same town, like, oh, do you know so and so, and you're like, it's, you know, it's not a population of 12, so oh, but it's still really, really neat. Okay, so I've put the link to Temple's Floor in the chat, and then so this is my version. If I can do what Sandy and I were talking about, figuring out, you know, doing the aura angle as some did, I will add that to this, and I'll send it out along with everything else, because we had some really, really neat things this morning. Okay, so let me share my screen, and there we go. Okay, so and Temple is the name of the person. Actually, I should find. I could do that on this screen. Let's see. Let me pull this over here, and you know, not mess everything up. There we go. Okay, and that way I can. Oh, oh no! Did I do it right? Ha! Nope. Okay. Now maybe I did. All right. So, well, I'll explain this one first, and then I'll share some of the other stuff. Okay, so it's a grid pattern. We start off with a diamond in the center, and I was joking earlier, said you could turn it like 45 degrees or so and make a square. I might actually try that this time, because like mine always end up being a bit wonky. And then we're going to do kind of a big curved line. But what we're going to do is, you know, go a little farther to the opposite side of center. So looking at this number 2 in the box, I'm going to the left of where the center would be, just a little bit. And then when I come around, it's like you're coming up towards the diamond. And whether you hit the, you know, the point or not, it doesn't matter. And then, you know, kind of trace over that edge of the diamond coming off on the other side. And then here, I'm going a little lower than the center, because as you see in the next box, not that you necessarily want it this wide, and I'll show Debbie's in a moment. Not that you necessarily want it this way, but we want to have this gap here. And we're going to do that for all 4 sides. And I drew out all 4 sides just because. And you know, see, some of mine are narrower, some aren't, and it just like everything, it all ends up okay. Then after that, in the corner of each box, we're going to, actually, it looks like a little D shape. So starting off with a little straight line, a little bit away from the corner on all sides, and then put a curve line on top so that it looks like a capital D. And as you can see, so the straight line and then the curve line goes towards the center. I should have highlighted that earlier. Right, Mom?
Yes.
But you know what? There's a lot of great things that come from stuff like that when it goes the wrong way. And then from there, if you see in box 7, it gets a little bit tiny. So we're going to take from the corner and do not a straight line. It's sort of a straight line that ends up in a curve, but it's going to pull apart. So you can see this little V here, and then using the hollow bow technique, we're going to go under that D and then continue the curve line to the side. Now, I have mine going all the way to the side. Debbie's had hers going just a little shy, so you can pick whichever way. And so we do that on both sides. And then I put the last 2 steps in one box here, continuing with what with that curve line that we just did from the point where it's either on the grid line or close to it. We're going to come back and make another curve line just a little bit further down on that D shape on both sides, and then a giant seed, at the top, touching that D shape, but then maybe coming just shy of the diamond. Although we saw some neat things where some had them touching, and it still looked really, really cool. And then this last one, you can see what it looks like in a grid pattern. Okay, so here's Deb's step out. And yeah, I said, I would say if you want to make them a little shy, or even just to start off with, and then I'm talking of to me, these just look like little bugs, and I think they're so cute, just like that. But just to show you how she did it. And then Deb's sample. So you can see what's neat. She put in the seeds, she put some little lines, essentially like hash marks, doing a little shading with the pen on either side of the seeds, and then added like graphite around the outside of those first big curve lines that we did. And that's what I did in my sample too. Is I did the shading on the outside of those, and it had a really, really neat effect. Actually, I think the center looks really neat because it almost has its own flower look.
It does.
And it looks really, really, really cool. All right, then let's see the inspiration. Let me make this a little bit smaller so you can see. So this is the inspiration, and then I'll show you the bigger picture with the others. And so this is what we were talking about earlier, where the curve lines they go underneath the others. And so we had some very talented people that did that this morning. And then we were talking about it and said, oh, yeah, I think, figure out how to do that if somebody wants to. And if you want to, that is fine. But let me show what Deb shared earlier. And I'm going to put this on the thing that I sent out. There we go, just called tiles. And let me make this bigger. So this is from, and I'm reading what so Deb and I chatted online a little bit. Okay, so it's named after Laura Temple, who was the spouse of the owner of this house. She passed away during the build of their home. Let's see. Oh, and so you know what, Deb? I didn't get when was the house built? What, did you say 1800s?
Yes, it was the 18. Everything started in 1800s, but the house was finally rebuilt and done in 1922.
Okay. I'm going to guess, was it the original build of the home that where she had passed away?
No, the rebuild.
Oh, in the rebuild. Okay. So on the year anniversary of her death, the home was dedicated to her. Okay, called Casa Nueva. And oh, nice. And now referred to as the Homestead Museum. So yeah, we need. I can imagine it'd be really neat if you could go see that. But these are the tiles from inside, and so so Debbie has done. So here's the one that we're doing today. This is another one, and actually this one looks like the Saura that just a little bit, but it's done differently than that Sandy had presented, but it's really, really neat. And then the one underneath it here, that was I think that was that the first one that you presented, Deb? I think it was. And I had just forgotten.
Yes, that's the inspiration for the first one.
Yeah. So these are all really, really neat. And actually that pattern is in this triangle one. That's kind of neat. So we'll be taking a look at all three of these in the near future. And Rosemary did a nice thing. I see Rosemary's on the call tonight too, where she kind of combined all of them in one tile. That was just brilliant. So Deb, thanks for bringing the inspiration to us. And so we're going to see what kind of fun we can have with it tonight. And all right, so I can get rid of that and this and stop the screen share. All right. And now everybody's ready. So I decided I'm going to do on a black tile. We'll just see. And yeah, I do. Okay. So, and I think I'm going to do a 4 square because otherwise it's too small, especially for us to see. Mom's using what I'm calling the cheaty thing.
Yeah, I haven't figured out quite how I want to use him yet.
All right. Well, I'm going to start off at least with, I'm going to, we'll get the grid set up. And I decided, so I'm working on a black tile, obviously, and I'm using a blue jelly roll. I'm gonna invent opposite Delft. Would that be Fled? Delft. No, it'll be. It would start with a T. Fled is just funny though. Thanks for the laughings across the bottom. And what I did earlier is I took a tile and I traced it on the Zendala just because I thought, well, that would be kind of neat. And then I'm going to do something in the border later, but that was kind of fun. And that's something that we're going to be having some fun with. I know for the next paid class, for club members and anyone that wants to just join in on that class. And that's why I called Mom's going to she's going to explain I'm pointing, like you can see me pointing to the screen. We're going to look at Mom's cheating thing. That's what I'm calling it. And, and so that way, we can talk about how does she use it, especially for what we're going to be doing at this Ain't Your Grandma's Doily class. All right. So once you have your grid, all right, then to put the diamonds in, I'm going to see if I can do this. If I turn it, I'm almost afraid to, but there is a lot of forgiveness, we'll say, in this tangle. And let's see if I have them all this way, then I can just make boxes, right? My trick, well, that one's definitely not in the center. You want to kind of get them sort of close to center. But my grids, because I've hand drawn them, are not necessarily even anyway, but that's okay. Oh, I see what she's doing. So she's getting fancy.
Well,
and that's why we like watching.
We'll see. And actually, I am penciling because I don't trust myself.
Oh.
Because I don't know how these other ladies did this free-handed.
Well, here's what we were thinking is I started off by thinking, well, gosh, if you went only halfway, but like when we did to sew, and there's a bunch of other ones where you put your shape in the middle and then you come off to the one side. And it seemed like that's what Sandy and I were talking about. It's like, well, that could work. But I was thinking, yeah, if you just came off the one, then ored it, and you did, it almost be like you have to do 2 steps. But I need to play with it myself. I'm going to just do it the regular way. So picking a box to start, and then which direction. So like I said, so I'm going to start here, and then I'm going, kind of eyeballing where I think center is, going a little bit above it, and then drawing a somewhat curved line into the diamond, and then, like I said, tracing over, coming off the other side, and then coming down again a little bit further left of the center. And I'm going to do all 4 sides, and then I'll move on to the next box. And at least the second one is a little bit easier because, like, oh, here's where this is. Well, then I'm going to have my this line start here. And like I said, coming up. And we just have to remember that we have stuff going on in the corner, so we just want to stay far enough away that we can do all of that. All right. I kind of like this blue pen on the black. Okay. Gosh, that one looks really good. Wow. And maybe it's using the gel pen, which makes you have to go slow. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. All right. So then if you're doing it in a grid, then at least when you have one, then some of it is a little bit easier. So for instance, bless you, going on this side, my line is already started. So I'm going to start right here where this one comes off. So I don't have to think so much about that. And that's just nice because it does just kind of get you started. And then coming back, you just have to watch and be careful where you have lines that are meeting up in the grid. So that way, it's like I usually kind of go even a little bit slower, so that way I can line up the pen with where I want it to line up. But then we had somebody earlier that, you could tell that things didn't line up, and the way he decorated it, it didn't matter. It still all looked really neat. So. And actually, I think I'm going to start these from a place that. Wow. Okay. I went a little bit too far there, but that's all right. Okay. And then too, I'm making mental notes of whoa, gosh, I'm off the thing. There we go. I was like, well, now where am I going to start using the fill in, on the places that don't look so great. And really, filling in the box just because we're going over it so many times, that's sometimes just kind of nice. Although this one, I just have the one place that's a little wonky, but it's all right. Ah, nice. Neat. You know what this reminds me of? And then Deb actually I had to go look it up because I'm like, it looks like well, I'll say depending on who's been around for a while and if I can even find it. There was a table called OOF, OOF, and but the square, it's like if you shifted something like I think what the square was really in gosh, I'm trying to remember. It wasn't like this at all. I mean, it's different, but it had the same look, but it was done differently. It was just, I'll have to find it again. Just this part, like if we just stuck with that. So it's just funny. Okay. Then Mom's thinking. I can tell that tap of thinking.
Yeah,
Okay.
because yes, I'm thinking.
Yes. All right. So while she's thinking, so I'm just gonna pick a spot, and then like I mentioned, I'm just gonna start off with putting just a little straight line in each corner. Again, I'm gonna work on just the one box at a time. And you don't have to do that. Sometimes it's just, I kind of like to just place it. And I share that because maybe if that works for you, then good. All right, then we're going to just put that curve line on top to make that capital D shape. And for whatever reason, I've arched mine rather big on this. And maybe I just do the first one like that. I'll do these other ones the same.
Heather?
Yes. What? Oh, can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, good. Yes. What did I do?
You did the same thing I did. Didn't you?
Nope. You scared me.
Well, I'm looking.
No, you put them underneath. You put them underneath the first time.
Well, I'm looking at my one square, and I'm looking at your one square. And I have the round part going up.
Yeah, but you did that afterwards.
Oh, I did. Now I remember.
You did. It's all coming back.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you scared me. I'm like going, what? And then I'm looking like, am I frozen? Wait.
Well, I'm trying to figure out. See, I made this a circle, but I left the corners, and I'm trying to, and I inked this line in, and I'm trying to figure out how do I want to do that design in here.
Well, yeah, because when I did,
well, I was wondering,
I did a square in the circle.
What if I did my crescent going this way?
Yeah, that's the way it's supposed to go.
I know, but what if I did it on this line, on this already curved line?
Why not?
I don't know.
And then you could go from the corners with the next the next step.
Okay, here goes nothing.
Okay. And now
I'm basically doing one square of a grid, so it's going to look different anyway.
Yeah. But now I'm like, am I doing this the right direction?
Yeah, you did, because I forgot that I then made them look like little
ice cream cones,
triangles, and then they look like ice cream cones or acorns, whichever you happen to be thinking about at the moment.
And hold on, let me mute myself. I was getting invited to dinner. He's like, "Aren't you done yet?" Like, no.
Doesn't he know what time you work?
I know, right?
How long have you been doing this?
I know. Ah. Oh, Jen. Well, just wait, Jen. It'll be okay.
Hey, turn everything into ice cream cones.
See, and it's all good. There'll be ways to course correct. We'll find it. You always do awesome, Jen. Or you make it into a whole new tangle. So if you I know some of you saw, oh, and I probably don't have it just right here because of course not. I did on the Daily Tangle, was a couple days ago, or maybe it was just yesterday. I didn't write the date down. This one, Huggy Bear. And it was because she was doing Huggins and did it wrong. So just, you know. Yeah, and like Alyssa said, if at first you don't succeed, you're just not done yet. Alyssa/Diane. All right, so if you have all of your little D's around, well, I'll find if I missed one as I'm doing them. So this is where you're going to use the hollow bound if you're new. So I'm going to draw this straight, sort of straight, like at an angle, coming up and going underneath the D. So I pick up my pen and travel it over and put it down on the other side, and then just curve it to the side. And I didn't necessarily mean to have it be that kind of a curve, but it doesn't matter in the end. And then I am going to turn my tile so that way it's easier to draw that. Yeah, and it could just be a curve line. It's one of those, however you end up doing it, it's going to be lovely, and it's not going to matter. And I'm going to, yeah, I'm like, let's just do one box at a time, Heather. Yeah, let's see. Well, we have to at what point did it go awry, Jen? And you know, maybe we can always help with some course correction ideas. I have to remember to write down what Inez said the one time. Oh, okay. We know we got that. You know, when we experiment, sometimes
I feel your pain.
Mom's never done that. All right. Oh, and I should have, I think this blue, there's a set of these, the Jelly Rolls, and I think it's just the regular old Moon Glows that I think were neon. I should have him, I think he has, well, he's got several little black lights. I have to have him leave me one so I can see. If indeed it does, I'll have to post it. Oh, let's see. Let's do all of one. Okay, Heather, listen to your own instructions. Do one, well, just for me. One box at a time. It's just, I just find it personally helpful to just do the same stroke and eat, you know, it's like, let me get one box done, then I can move to the next. Because especially when there's a lot of commotion, a lot of things to do, it's so easy to get your eyeballs lost. or I should say, it's easy for me to get my eyeballs lost. I shall not put that on anybody else but me. Okay. Oh, is this the okay? Then this is the last little one. I haven't quite decided which way my hand likes to do this. I think apparently it's being ambidextrous ish. All right. So if you have all of those first little curve lines, and I'm just going to start in this corner where it's easier to see. So coming from that end, I'm just going to do another curve line, but just further down on the little D shape. So like almost to the end. I kept trying to do it where I was going to the same point. I'm like, that's not working because it's not what you're supposed to do. All right. Whoops. Now. And if it goes to the point, then you just don't worry about it. I like this step because to me it kind of rescues some of my curve lines. If I didn't feel like they looked curvy enough, then at least I can kind of make it curvy, as it's going in, and it seems to, like I said, help rescue some of the ones that I wasn't too keen on. We got all of those? Oh, we did. Or it's just actually, kind of like the line dot dot, the act of doing that extra. Oh, that looks neat, Mom.
Put a little mustaches on mine.
Oh no, I'm seeing birds again. Or, oh. Yeah, it looks neat though. It really, really does. Okay, so then I guess the last step before it's decorating time is so from the center of those of what we were just working on, or the top of that D, just making a seed. And like I said, if you want to hit that your original diamond in the center, you can. I'm just going just a little shy of them. And for those, if you don't know, the seed is just, as you can see, it's a curve line going one direction, curve line going the other direction, meeting at both ends.
I have mine kind of open on both ends.
Oh, yeah.
Bumping into the top of the...
Well, it's like they're hollow-bowed underneath.
Yes, that's exactly what I intended for it to look like.
Yeah. Okay, Zell, I promise I'm not saying that. No. And actually, if you left the bottom open, because that looks more like this one right here, does look more fleur-de-lis than the others where I kind of have it.
Well, that's why I put these curlicues on mine, because it had lost that look completely. But I think putting the curlicues on helped get that look back.
Yeah. Well, and then sometimes it depends on what I've done, because like some of mine, I have the little side things almost meeting in the middle, so it's like it's just sometimes it's just how it works out. This one is just kind of floating, but you know what? No one's gonna look that close.
And if they do, just say, back up a little.
That's right. Oh, it's like, oh, I'm sorry, you're not seeing that right. Yeah, but I think I kind of like that too, as I've now done many of them, just kind of starting it open. One, two, three, four. Yeah. Oh, that looks neat. Well, and actually, and I just realized that kind of got rid of that effect on mine when I colored all of them in with the white. Although it still looks neat. But, oh, I like that. And I might just do that on this one. So then it's shading / playtime, decorating time. And so at some point, I'm going to put together a list of just for those that, if you are at a loss of like, well, I just don't know what to do here, of the different things that you can do. And gosh, thickening one side like Mom did on hers there. So thickening the one side of the seed and then going down. That is a neat thing to do. But I do think that let's see. I have this lighter blue. I just don't know where I want to use it. And it almost looks white. So, So I'm thinking I'm going to stay with this same blue, and I did like putting the little lines in. Although I will say with the there we go. With the Jelly Roll, it's a little bit hard because the tip is thick. Oops. But if I'm just careful and really light, I think that's helping. Yes. And I'm just, like I said, I'm flicking it. Oh, that does look neat. I'm trying to do like one up the center and then one on either side. And if I would just go slow, it will help. And the trick is you don't want to go too far into the center. I kind of use the rule of like going a third of the way. It's kind of like what I would do with the shading too, is a third of the way into, so that way you have the center third. Ah. I didn't learn from last time to slow down. It so helps. I think because I'm doing this flicking motion, like as if I need to go fast with it, and you don't. It doesn't really help. Did I get them all? Gosh, that's a really neat effect. Well, I can't wait, Alyssa, to see what you end up doing on the same wavelength, Mom. There's been so many times where that seems to happen, and even you know, without saying, like, like on the early one, I said something about I was picturing doing orbs in something, and then a lot of people ended up doing some orbs. And I'm like, well, that would at least, you know, because I was thinking out loud. But, you know, it's so neat how sometimes we're, you know, when we get to the end, it's like, oh, I was thinking about trying that. Oh, and look, you did. How cool is that? You know, oh, okay. Let's see. Yes, I'm going to copy you, Mom, but I'm going to use this light blue. This light blue that looks like white.
It's very light blue.
It is, yeah. And then I was thinking, gosh, I could do the white after it. And oddly, what is this? Let's see. Does it even say? Because maybe this isn't 08, because this is of the newer ones, and it says a 06 tip. So the old ones must be 08s.
Is that what the 06 is for?
I think so.
You're just saying that. You don't know.
I'm guessing. I thought that's what it was, but I really don't know for sure. Because it's thinner than the other that I just used.
That's what that is.
Although it is an odd number, because, like, you know, they have the white in 5, 8, and then 10. Maybe they got an odd batch of parts, and oh yeah, we'll just
go with that. It doesn't mean anything, but we'll just
Yeah, it's definitely thinner than what I was just using, so wow. Well, and actually, you know, what's kind of neat about this is, well, had I been thinking ahead, well, still could, because the jelly rolls do go over each other very nicely, where you have to then sometimes redefine the lines. So, like, well, there's a couple places where I could have used to course correct out something, but oh well. Huh. Oh, and then I have to do the other ones too. Oh, and I could do the box too. Oh, but as I started to say, and then I think I interrupted myself. Like, the different things that you could do, you know, besides doing, you know, these little hash marks for shading, but just, you know, regular lines in any direction, orbs. It was thickening one side. Oh, the stir it up tangle.
Cheesecloth.
Yeah, or cheesecloth. You know, which is just so that's the grit if you either have shaky hands or have had too much coffee. It would be, you know, just like a very fine grid pattern. Otherwise, let's see. Alyssa said she did something on hers that she know you won't do on yours, Mom. Let's see. Any guesses what the tangle would? I don't know. Now we can't wait.
Well, I'm thinking I've got these big spaces here that could use something, and I'm thinking what I would like to try sometime, which I haven't, is when they use the embossing stylus and then go over it lightly, you know.
Oh, you didn't do that when we were playing with those?
I don't think so.
When was that? A few
know.
weeks ago. Maybe I just had done it and we were talking about it. I think that, yeah, maybe you didn't. But yeah, you should try that.
So then I'd have to go find one.
Yeah. Oh, Laura Tom Carl said, Tom Carla's guess to Alyssa is ice cream sprinkles. It's a new tangle. Laura had mentioned on Instagram, and this was a little while ago, check your if you're the embossing tools, which this is just they look like, well, maybe a little bit smaller or different sizes. She had found some at her Dollar Tree. So, and it's, they were like double-sided, probably, 6 inches or so. This comes on a separate tool. These are just like they insert into something. But they have that ball on the end. We also talked about you could, if you have a dead pen, dead ballpoint, you could always use that. It just adds, you're putting pressure and making creative dents in your paper, and then just use something to lightly go over the top, so that way then that doesn't get into the dents, and it's really, really neat effect. I didn't watch all of that last project pack where they were using the embossing tool to see what they might have used, because I was using those marshmallowy looking, what do they call them? It was like a something dauber, but they're really dense foam. I didn't look to see what they had used.
But those would really be good. They probably used a Q-tip or something.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Oh, mine looks neat. Like the surprise? Oh, wow. All right. So, let's take a look at oh, what is that? Light blue versus bright blue. Oh, that has much more blue in it. And I don't think. Ooh. Well, what have I got? Oh, I've got white on this. Well. Let's just experiment.
Isn't that what we've been doing all along?
Yep. Let's just experiment some more. No. Where'd my white go? Oh, see, and excuse the noise. Okay. Oh, yes. Yes, I think. So I'm using actually the blue that I used earlier, because I wanted it to kind of tone down the white a little bit. Let's see. Oh, and let's see, and who I have to go and see who it was earlier that, gosh, it made it look very,
blue.
no, it was on it. It was very, I don't know. It was very cosmic looking, for lack of a better way to say it.
Oh, the one that had really bright colors.
No, it was on a black tile. And I'll see if I can find. I only got the one done. Oh, it was Joyce's. Huh.
What did she do?
Yeah. Well, I mean, she shaded it, but it almost looks like she put like purple or some kind of shade. But it was more inside of these boxes, and it just had this really neat, glowy look, but subtle at the same time. It was just just neat looking. So. Yeah. But what I was doing is more blue. Oops, not the color I was going to use.
I thought hers was blue because she likes blue a lot.
Oh, well, it could just be my screen. Oh, actually, let's try this. If I color all the way over it. Oh, I did that one already. Then add the white to it. Could do the white first, maybe. Then probably losing all of the little hash marks in there. Well, I can still sort of see them. Okay. But yeah, once you start down the path, it's like, well, let's just be consistent then. Oh, yes. I like that better. Less work. Less work, so I think. I might end up going back over these because I've kind of lost the little hash marks that I spent so much time doing. So that was kind of silly. Oops. Okay. Maybe just a little. Okay, now. Oh, there we go. Oh, that looks so neat, Mom. It's very like antique looking.
Yes, it looks like a medallion or something.
Yeah. Or a tile.
Or a tile. There you go. Now I just have to make umpteen million of them and I can redo my floor.
No, you just do one and it's the, the centerpiece, the focus point. Okay. Let me look at mine closer up there. Meh. Oh, I know what I can do. Well, the nice thing about sometimes when you're using the black is that if you just keep using the tortillon, it eventually just like all goes away. Oh, where is that little there? Little couple little bright, really bright spots. But then
You got 3 minutes, Heather.
oh my goodness, I'm so involved in playing. Oh my goodness. All right. Well, it looks okay. I was going to redefine in between some of the things, but yeah, it's time to share. So if you want to open up your webcams and let's see what everybody did. That's the hard thing is it's like you just get so in, it's like, deep into doing and lose track of time. Oh, nice. Oh, neat, Deb. Oh, let's see. Oh, it keeps flipping.
Rosemary, look at hers.
Oh, nice. Oh, and Alyssa's. Oh, look at everybody's. Oh, I see where there was some similar thought, and I see
where did you make a mistake? Wait, was it Alyssa that said she made
no, Jen. I don't.
Where is it?
I see no. I see no
mistakes. This is from this morning. I gave up on my one this evening.
Oh. No fair.
Well, it's still gorgeous. How neat. Look at how neat and different they all look. And I like Vanessa's. See, she's ready for that. Lacey class. All right. Very nice. Okay, so if this is everybody, I'm going to snap a screenshot. So hold them steady. All right, got it. And then let me paste it. Make sure. Yes, I did it right. Good. Okay, I got everybody's, and then we'll share the screen.
I love how Alyssa turned her the fleur de lis really look like that's what they are.
Yeah. Okay, here we go.
And ended the ends with like a muka.
Yeah, and color. I like those. I like the blue colors.
Can we do this again tomorrow?
Yeah, let's do. We'll have a marathon. Oh my gosh! And who's this? Oh, Sharon's with them. Yeah, on the insides, and yeah, I'm saying Colette, I got yours on there. Oh, they just all look so neat. They do. And actually, Mary's yours with the orbs in the center. It almost I had to take a double take because they're orbs, but they it almost just looked like if you did like a big say like spiral or something like that. This looked really neat. Really neat. Oh, okay, Colette, I got yours. So if you can take yours down. I got yours snapshotted on here. It's on the screen. Oh, and so here. Gorgeous. You know what? I'm getting that really quick. Okay. I got it, and I'll add it to this. So here's look. It really kind of accentuated what like the inside that it looks like a flower on the inside. And oh, how neat! These are all so beautiful. And Tom and Carlos, I love those colors.
I meant to tell them that I made my own ice cream sprinkles. You should try it sometime.
You did. For real did.
Yeah.
What was it? Royal icing and color it and chop it up.
Yeah, real thin strips of it, and then you let it dry, and then you break it up.
So neat. These are all so neat. And actually, look at Amy's. I like that with having the lines on the inside, and even just doing it around the center.
Right. Well, that one and Mary's, when you just do those, it just changes the whole perspective of you're just looking at, the circle rather than the whole thing, which is fine.
Yeah. Oh, so neat. Yeah, and I'm thinking. See, oh, I see. Alyssa, she got the Knightsbridge, which that goes really good with that.
Where's Knightsbridge?
In the center of Alyssa's, and then there's the Elegant.
Where's, I don't see Knightsbridge.
Look behind the.
I see it, and I don't want to see it.
For those that don't know, that's Mom's her least favorite of them. Oh, these are great fun. These are just absolutely gorgeous. How fun. Yeah, and just depending on where you want to put the focus, or what it can take on so many different looks. Oh, gorgeous. All right. Well,
very, very good.
Yes.